So it's day 49. It's just about noon, and we are leaving Susanville, California, and getting on a bus headed to Chester. And the bus actually will drop us off right at the PCT trailhead by Chester. So that's our plan. We're not sure how far we're going to go, maybe 10 miles or so. We've skipped over 500 miles of the trail, and that's all due to the snow in the Sierras. And we're still going to run into some snow here, but from what we've read online, it doesn't appear to be too bad. So hopefully that's the case, and I'll update you as we go along and once we get back on the trail. But just wanted to let you know that we're headed on our way, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, well, the bus just dropped us off at the trailhead, and we're about ready to start hiking for this afternoon. I'll update you in a little bit. Well, here's our first look at the trail. We are now at mile 1332.4, and that's where we're restarting the PCT. We left the PCT at 7:03.5. So right off the bat, we're starting off in a burned out forest. And look at the size of this tree. It's huge. Well, for now, it's just burned out forest for as far as you can see. I don't know when this burnt down, but I don't think it was too long ago. So we're about 4.5 miles in, and finally some green trees. We're out of the burn section. So we're in the Lassen National Park area, and there's a 20-mile section that's coming up that requires you to have a bear can, which neither one of us have with us. So we're going to try to get up somewhat close to it, and then try to get all the way through that section tomorrow, so that we don't have to worry about the requirement for the bear canister. Well, we just saw our first bear on the trail. I wasn't fast enough to get my phone out so we could video it, but pretty cool. So Julian, tell me what you think about seeing your first bear on trail.
Scary. Scary. I don't want to see another one. So.
One was enough?
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't look like the desert anymore. So I think that's Mount Lassen in the distance over there with the snow on it and the cloud right up by it. It's a little hard to see in the video, but there we go. There's a little bit better view of it. Here's kind of another nice view with a big meadow in the foreground and the mountain in the background. Coming up to our first bridge in this section, and looking at the current from here, I'm glad there's a bridge over this. So it's just after 5:30. We've done close to 10 miles, and we're going to try to do a couple miles more just so we can get closer to that boundary that requires a bear can. Because that tomorrow is, I think I said this earlier, but it's a 20-mile day, and a lot of it's covered with snow. So we're not sure how the walking through the snow is going to go, nor the navigation. The remarks that we see on our app say that it is a little bit slower going, and that the navigation's a bit tough. So anyway, it's worth pushing on for a little bit tonight and making tomorrow a little shorter, because it'll be over 20 miles, just depending on how far we go tonight. So I'll let you know when we get closer to camp or decide that we are going to camp. And walking along the edge of, I don't know, seems like a swamp. I'm sure there's a ton of mosquitoes if you were to camp around here. Ground's pretty soggy, and it smells kind of that swamp smell. One of our first views of the evening. Still walking through a lot of burned out forest. We're at 7 o'clock, and we're about a mile from the boundary where the bear can's required, so we think we're gonna just push right up to it. Still burned out forest, that's the problem. You can't, it's not a good idea to camp around these trees that have been burned like this, because if a windstorm comes up, it's likely some of them are going to topple over. So it's not good to camp in the burned out areas. So it's the end of day 49. We did 14.6 miles. And most of the day we were walking through burned out forest, which was a little disappointing. We did have a couple of good views. I think I've showed you earlier in the video what we did see. So right now we're making dinner. We're a little way from our camp. Since we saw the bear today, we thought it was probably a good idea to not be cooking right where we camp. So we're a little ways from that. Tomorrow's going to be another big day. Like I said earlier in the video, over 20 miles, so we'll see. And as you notice, I have my mosquito net on my head because the mosquitoes are biting us like crazy. Julian is braving it and not wearing his mosquito net, so he's looking a little more fashionable than I am. All right, well, hope you guys had a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow morning. Good night.